We've all heard the announcement. We're all looking forward to it. Football Manager 2022 is on the horizon. The 9th of November 2021 when we get the new instalment of the game. Of course, the beta will hopefully be out roughly a good 2 weeks before the full release of the game, which means we've got about 5 or 6 weeks in order to finish off Unemployed to Legend for FM21. And it all starts here today with our return to the Europa League. Welcome back everybody to episode 27 of Unemployed to Legend with Norwich City. My name is Craig and coming up in today's episode we have, of course as mentioned, the Europa League second knockout round, first and second legs against, as you can see on the screen, a little bit of a spoiler, PSV Eindhoven of the Netherlands. Now since you were last with me, it's been a much happier return to form for Norwich in domestic competition. After the Burnley game, which is in the last episode, we picked up 2 straight wins in the league, including against Manchester United at home in a very pleasing and surprise performance against the title challengers. Yes, we drew the last 2 league games against Brighton and Aston Villa, but if we're making ourselves harder to beat at this stage, then it's a step in the right direction as we head towards the summer. In somewhere in there we are, the Crystal Palace FA Cup 5th round game. We're into the quarterfinals, although we got to play Man City. I think that's going to come to a screeching halt against them at their place, ironically, but we're not interested in that today. We are interested in the Europa League first and second legs, which means I'm going to be skipping over the Liverpool game in between. Now, the team that we're going to be sending out. Let's not mess around today. We're going to get straight into this. Gabriel in goal, Gonzalez, Lovato, Quaresma and Nikolov as the back 4. And the only reason Nikolov is actually playing, to be fair, is because, where is he? Carrasco is unregistered for this for the knockout stages of the Europa League, along with Javier Pepe, Radaby and Willock as well. Gavin and Saki in the midfield, with Gavin sitting in front of the back 4. Campbell, Udrago and Ginchard as the attacking midfield trio, with Peter Lynch up front. I would normally play Paul Fries on the right wing. Unfortunately, he's injured, pulled calf muscle. He's going to be out for up to another 2 weeks. He may or may not be back for the second leg. I wouldn't put my hopes on that, to be honest with you, mainly because it will just hurt all over again. I mean, when he went off injured in the game against, I think it was Crystal Palace? No, it was against Aston Villa in the last match. I was just so gutted. This is a man who is in form. 22 goals, 5 assists in 33 appearances this season. No one expected that of Paul freaking Fires. I brought him in on a hunch that he might get better, and if he didn't, would sell him on for a healthy profit. I mean, even if we did sell him on, it is going to be a healthy profit of 140k from Cliftonville, but still, I mean, no one predicted he's going to be at least £22 million. And if he does leave, it's not going to be for any less than 50 million. That's all I'm saying. Actually, probably more than that. I'll probably say 60, 70 million if someone wants him. It's his physicals that do it for him. His physicals are absolutely wonderful. It just trumps his physical and his... No, sorry, that is his physicals. His physicals trump his technical and mental attributes. If I can get that around my head much quicker. But regardless, he'll be out for this game, unfortunately. So we're going to be relying on Ginchard on the right wing, and Campbell will have to play out on the left wing. We are the underdogs. Are we the underdogs? I mean, I guess that makes sense. We haven't been in Europe. Oh. We haven't been in Europe for over 30 years. I should have just left it as it was because a couple of players were inspired. But at the same time, we've shown we can compete in Europe. We showed that in the group stage when we beat the likes of Villarreal. We beat Mönchengladbach. We are still going to be a best kept secret, if you will. I mean, nobody's going to be expecting anything of little old Norwich. No one will expect anything of us. But that's okay, because we'll come in and do our thing anyway, hopefully. And I'm not liking the fact that the ball's just played over our defence, but Quaresma tidying up. And he's been a very good surprise in the middle part of this season. He came back into the squad in January, and to be honest, as a ball-playing defender, I completely forgot how good he can actually be. So well done to him. He's forced his way back into my plans. He's kind of left Mavropanos out in the cold a bit. Although I can't speak. Mavropanos has been getting a lot more games in like the last month or so when I rotate the squad around. It also doesn't help that Vargas is also injured. He's out for another 1 to 2 months. Can't remember the injury that he picked up. And what a goal by Peter Lynch. 27th goal of the season. He's just come back into form recently. Bagged a hat-trick against Aston Villa, even though it ended 3-3. But before then, I was kind of despairing that he just wasn't putting the ball away. And it kind of annoyed me that my Wonder Kids, the first Wonder Kid I ever bought in FM, literally, he was just out of form and he was getting the chances but just wasn't sticking them in the back of the net. We were relying on Paul Fires at that point, which is another reason why I was even more saddened and desperate that he kind of went on the injury list. Hopefully he'll be back very, very soon anyway. And there is Nikolov cutting in from the right wing for some reason, even though he's a right back. So very, very interesting change of pace from him. He normally doesn't do that. He just stays out wide. I haven't changed his instructions, just so you know. One big thing that I have actually changed with this squad recently, for a long time, the squad, many players actually kept coming to me saying, "Boss, we're not happy with the training that we're doing. It's not intense enough. There's just not enough team training, general training." So I was trying to change all the training in the calendar as much as I could to try and suit them, but nothing seemed to work. I kind of got fed up with it after a while, and eventually I just Googled the whole thing, and I found it was to do with the training intensity. I mean, the training intensity, which you can find in the training tab, by the way, and I'm just thinking, was that all it took? Ridiculous. I mean, for 12 months in-game, I had these players coming to me and saying they weren't happy with training and wondering, why is it affecting the form? And it's that, because as soon as I did that, we went and beat Man U 4-2. I don't know what else to say. I'm just glad it kind of helped turn the form around. At the same time, I'm just amazed it took this long. Oh my goodness, I'm just looking actually what's happening here. I haven't been paying much attention to the match. And I've just realised we're kind of getting swarmed at this point. So what I'm going to do once the highlight finishes is I'm going to try and make a quick change. Here we go. Right. So Seki, he's having a good game. Bless him. I'm just thinking, would he be better off in that sort of defensive midfielder role? Gamin. Let's have a quick look. So that's him as a defense ball-winning midfielder on support. Okay, fine. He can do defensive midfielder roles, so maybe I should try him on that, because right about now we are kind of getting swamped. And I know we got the away goal, but if we can hold on to that going into the home leg, then it makes things that little bit easier. I mean, let's be honest, the second goal here for us would make things definitely a lot easier, and it's just against the bar. I almost got the wish of a second goal, and that would have made things much, much more comfortable in the context of this tie, especially if we got the away tie first, obviously, playing away here. If we can take a result back to Carrow Road, I'm nearly forgetting the name of the stadium there, then it would be much, much easier, and Ginchard has answered the call. 2-0, Udrago with the assist. Udrago just seems to flit in and out of games, and yet he comes up with stuff like this. Look, there he is, right there in the central midfield. He's happier as a playmaker. I finally realised that now. I spent about 18 months in game trying to fit him into a inverted winger role, and Ginchard is actually tiring here. I am looking to probably take him off. In fact, I've not made any subs at all, have I? So that's exactly what we're going to do. Ginchard is going to go off. Balogun is going to come on. And I'm just looking here. Angelo Stiller is actually registered this time. Let's leave it for a moment. It's only because Ginchard was actually tired. Let's leave it for a moment as that header just goes sailing over. But it just felt like a weight off my chest that we were able to finally sort out the training issue. I mean, players are now coming to me saying that the defensive unit is not getting enough focus in training, so I've been changing that up, and hopefully that will start to bear fruit in the next week or two. And I'm hoping that will be the case, because we got PSV in the next... we got Liverpool in the next game in the league. Oh, what amazing run by Balogun, by the way. We've got Liverpool in the league next, then we got PSV at home, and then we got Man City in the FA Cup. That's a run of games that is going to need some serious management. And I'm just thinking, where can Udrago go? Oh, right. So, Cantwell, you know what, he can go in the middle and Udrago can go out wide. Castillo can play there, but you know what, we're going to have to play poor old Castillo out there. I know the man is not familiar with that sort of position. I've just realised we've done this on a balanced mentality. That's not something I normally do. I normally have that on positive, even away from home. But just for this game, I don't think we really needed it. And it's very, very good that we haven't needed it. I think actually taking a positive approach would have been more of a problem, considering the amount of chances that PSV did end up having. And Balogun, oh, just wide. Just wide. That would have probably settled the tie. Seki is going to go off and Aldo will come on. Well, if there's enough time. If there isn't, then fair enough, but Seki doesn't play every game anymore, especially if you play with two holding midfielders for all intents and purposes. That was a special result. We take a 2-0 lead back to Carrow Road, 2 away goals. We'll see you for the second leg. Well, it's not every day you get to beat Liverpool. Let's hope we can go and do the same thing to PSV in the second leg of the Europa League second knockout round, if I can remember which round we're actually in. Let's get this on the road, shall we? It's effectively the same 11 that we played in the in the last game. I'm not sure. Did Nikolov start? Yes, no, Nikolov did start because Carrasco is ineligible. Aldo is now also injured as well. He's out for a couple of days, so he'll miss this game. No return of Paul Fires either because he's still out for roughly another 5 days or so. So it's as you were, effectively. We're still running on a limited number of players for the Europa League. Now one less, of course, now that Aldo is out of this match. But there we go. Hopefully we will have enough to actually get through. There's no outstretched arms here. That's quite interesting. We cannot apply complacency to undo all the work done in the first leg. Go out there and treat this as if you're starting from scratch. Ooh. Do I really want to use that? I'm not so sure. So we'll go with the media is giving you a lot of credit shtick. I haven't used that in a while, so hopefully that'll have a good effect on the squads. And hopefully we will be in to the next round of the Europa League, as the ball has just gone over there from PSV, as obviously they're going to start quite brightly. This is how Football Manager usually goes. Obviously the team that's losing will usually try and have a go at you. I mean, they need to, let's be honest. And that's just wide. I think as well with the home team, we actually do need to go positive. I did stay unbalanced for the Liverpool game. That's kind of natural because Liverpool obviously have a lot more ability than we do. But the difference was I played with 2 holding midfielders in front of the back fours. Just offered them a little bit more protection. And we had to break on the counter when necessary, which is what we did. And, oh yeah, why... Oh god, so that's a double whammy right there. Right, so PSV have a goal back, but I just did the encourage button, and I forgot that because we're leading 2-0 from the first leg, they're going to be overwhelmed because it's almost like they're winning in the first place. Oh crap, I completely forgot that was actually a thing. And the thing is, we're losing on the night, but I can't actually say giving them some encouragement because we're still effectively winning on aggregate. I mean, was this the case in previous FMs? I'm not too sure. I actually can't remember. I can't even remember if it was like this in FM20. But it's rather annoying. You could be losing on the night, but you can't actually say to them, we demand more or we encourage more because we're still winning for the moment. Quaresma picks the ball back up in defence and we recycle and go again. Udrago into Campwell. Plays it forward into Lynch, and the goalkeeper, I don't know where he went, but he recovered very, very quickly. And it remains 2-1 on aggregate to us. So I guess I just have to focus on that as it stands, because my players are not going to accept anything else at the moment. So what do I do for halftime team talk? Well done. We're still leading in aggregate. Make sure that is the case come full time. Okay. Okay. They're inspired. They're motivated. We'll take that. Go out there and do the business, Norwich. Go out there and see us through. Gammon. Into Campwell. Seki. Plays the ball long to Ginchard. I thought that was a very short ball, but luckily it made its way over into the box. And there is Campwell with his 4th goal of the season. His first goal from open play. Actually, he's scored 3 penalties. Let me just show you that to make sure that you don't think I'm swearing at you. He scored 3 penalties, and that's his first goal from open play. An important one, because hopefully that could see us into the next round of the Europa League. And he's celebrating like that's exactly what he wants that goal to be. Right, we have made it to the 70th minute, and there are a couple of players who are looking very tired. Ginchard, he actually needs a rest. I had that email saying he needs to actually have a rest, so he's going to come off for Balogun. Campwell, I'm surprised he's looking very tired. I mean, I know he plays a fair bit, but not every single game. Hopefully he'll be able to hold on for a little bit longer. Nikolov is also looking very tired. Of course, we haven't got Carrasco. In fact, what I might actually do, we got Stiller on the bench, so he's going to go on. Nikolov will go off, and Stiller will go in that ball-winning midfield position. Gammon can go right back. He's more than capable of playing there. Oh, God. Udrago and Campwell are tired. Nicolau. Filippo Nicolau. A £34 million man. Literally a year ago. I paid that a year ago. He didn't arrive till last summer, and he just has not played. Like, he's played 11 times for us this season. He's almost a forgotten man. But this is essentially his big move to a bigger club. He is operating at Premier League level. He just hasn't had much of a chance, actually. Well, he's got 10 minutes here to just help us hold on and get into the next round. By the way, I forgot to show you the draw for the quarterfinal and the semi-final of the Europa League. We'll find out after this game anyway, assuming we go through. Nice little surprise, hopefully, for us. Well, for you. I already know who it is. Well, who the options are. Hopefully after this we'll be able to find out who exactly it will be. I know who the options were coming into this tie. As Balogun into Lynch. And Lynch could just finish it. No, he can't. So that would have been a nice way to wrap up the match. But not to be. In fact, I'm just going to do a bit of time wasting there. That will come in after this highlight. As Gonzalez has the ball on the left-hand side, he can just whip one in. Be nice for us to just get a second goal, really just say, job done sort of thing. Stiller mopping up. He's a very underrated player, he really, really is. And that's why he just starts off attacks just like that, just in the same vein as Gammon. But, yeah, Gammon is probably more of a big game player than Stiller, I'd argue, at this point. Lynch just wrapping it up, though, for us. 2-1 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. Thank you very much. Into the last 16. I'm assuming it's the last 16 of the Europa League now. That will be going into... complacent. Oh, right. It's complacent. I think that's natural when you're 4-1 up in the 93rd minute on aggregate. Gonzalez. And just off the post. That would have been a nice stamp on the tie right there. But it will not be the case. Instead, it will be 2-1 on night, 4-1 on aggregate. Thank you very much, PSV. We will move on. Lovely, lovely stuff. Now, let's just see if we can see who we're going to be facing in the next round. Oh, £1 million for the second knockout round. That's stupid money. It's not Champions League money, but 1 million. So how much will we get for playing in the quarterfinal? Oh, it's the quarterfinal. I thought we had more ties to go. Oh, we're in the business end of the Europa League now. Norwich City will play against Lille of France. And Lille, they're a team who are top 4, but they're not quite that title challenging team. it seems, anymore. Let's have a look. They're 4th in the league at the moment, and they're a long, long way off PSG. They're a long way off Monaco, let alone flipping PSG. Wow, okay. This looks like a team. I mean, they've got more reputation than us. But hopefully, this could be a team that we could actually take on. So, in fact, that's going to be 2 consecutive games by the looks of it. Assuming, well, depending on if we progress in the quarterfinals, from the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. But if we do or if we don't, we will be back for the Europa League quarterfinal against Lille in the next episode. Folks, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I actually need to say thank you so much for the support that you've shown on previous episodes of Unemployed to Legend as well, make sure to hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button. It will really help out the channel, not only in the YouTube algorithm, but also just getting the videos out there to any potential new viewers as well who may enjoy the series. But thank you all so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.